Hey, what's up everyone? Game Dad here. Now, as you can hear, it's very echoey, and that's because my family and I just moved across the country, and our new home has a basement in it. And with this, that means we're gonna have a new game room. But as you can see, it's a little empty and unfinished right now. But we're going to change that in this video that will probably be kind of long, but that's okay. And as you can see, there's a lot of stuff. That is only about half of the game room right there. The rest of the stuff is upstairs still. But I am going to finish out this entire basement, turn it into my ultimate game room, and it's all going to start in this room right here. This is the mechanical room where you have your furnace, water heater, all that stuff. And this is where I'm going to have a workshop and work area of sorts. And then the rest of this is all going to develop into the rest of the game room. So I am going to take all of you along for the ride as I complete this rather large project and build out my ultimate game room. So this whole video is going to very much be vlog style, just me on my phone. As you can see, I'm setting up so that I have a tabletop for my saw, and I already got everything marked out to put up a couple of walls right here. We do have a plumber coming to add an extra irrigation sensor, and we are also upgrading the power to the house to 200 amp from 100 amp, and we're also gonna put a nice big sub panel down here. That way I have enough electricity to run everything efficiently. So this is going to be the first room because this is where the most work is going to be done. And then we are going to dump all of the contents of the game room into this tiny little room. That way, all of this can get worked on. As you can see right now, a bunch of stuff over there, not much over there, and the makeshift set for videos right now. But we're gonna get everything framed out. It's gonna be one big open space, and it's gonna be awesome. Well, the first wall is up and ready to go. This wall is going to be next. And in total, I only have 11 more walls to go. So yeah, this will take me a few weekends doing on my own, but this is gonna be awesome when it's done. So the mechanical room is officially done. This will not actually be a totally finished room because there isn't really any point in finishing it, but I will be putting in some sort of like countertop area. That way I have plenty of room for 3D printers and stuff in the future, and any kind of different things that I'm working on, and it'll just be nice to have a large workspace in here. And then this wall is going to be the next one. So obviously I have a few things that I need to move out of the way, but I'm gonna get this wall in place right here, and that will lead into starting to build out this wall. And then I have to build a kind of casing sort of thing around the sump pump right there, because gotta still be able to have access to it, but I have a cool idea involving some of those things right there that I think will end up being good. We'll see if it ends up in the final product, but I think it'll be a fun way to hide the sump pump. And another wall has gone up. I'm going little by little, getting all of these walls up. There's that mechanical room framing. Here is the first wall of the main game room area. And this one right here is next. All right, so got a bunch of stuff moved over and got everything cut and laid out. Just got to nail together this wall, and then started getting the plates and stuff ready to go around the sump pump, and some of the plates going down that wall. Got all my studs measured and marked, ready to go, get cut. And then the next step is get this wall nailed together, get the 3 little walls for the sump pump nailed together, and get them all lifted up into place. Another wall is up. Now it's time to build the box that's going around the sump pump. And like I said earlier, there will be something special for this area that I'm planning on doing as well. We officially have a sump pump closet. This little access opening there. Like I said, gonna try and do something special there. But next up is that wall, then that wall. Then I gotta move a bunch of stuff around so that I can do the walls in there. So I didn't do the window next, but I got the biggest wall up, framed, ready to go. And that's part of that wall. The rest of it is over there. I've got everything measured, lined up, ready to go. Just gotta get it cut. But it is late at night now, so I will do that probably tomorrow instead. And then we will get this wall up, and then I can start shifting things around in here again so that I can frame out that wall, and one eensy tiny little spot right there that passes through that I want to get framed out as well. So yeah, almost there. It was originally, I believe, 11 little walls I had to do, and I'm down to the last 3 plus a tiny one. So coming along. Okay, so now we got that wall up. All we have left is what will be the media room. So gotta do this main wall here. Gotta do this one with the window in it. That should be interesting, never done that before. And then a little tiny gap right there that needs to be done as well. So, all right, only a little bit more to go. So got everything measured and marked and ready to go from my last pile of lumber to build this wall right here. And then afterwards, I just gotta build this window wall and one tiny little wall to seal off this spot right over here. Getting there, almost done with this darn framing. So the main last main wall is up. Obviously I need to frame out the window section. Then I got one more little wall I gotta put there. And if we come around here, I opened up underneath the staircase, framed out to put a door in there. And that's awesome. That little space is almost framed out to put a door in there as well. So framing is almost done. After those couple little pieces, I just gotta build a box around this pipe and we are good to go. There we go. Window is all framed out, ready to go. Got the little wall set up right there. And if we walk over here, you can see electrical hanging down, and finished framing that out. Went shopping for doors and insulation and stuff earlier today, so gonna be able to get all of that measured out and only have one more little spot to frame, this pipe right here. Got the last of the material I needed to finish framing out that soffit. Went and picked up all the insulation today, so that will insulate all of the outer walls and everything in the ceiling, and definitely help with soundproofing, so that'll be nice. All right, so we are getting the electrical upgraded at the house. We got the nice 200 amp panel there versus what we had before, and we are running a sub panel down. That way we have enough power in the game room. We got Dion and Brian here from C5 Electric. Thank you guys.
Good morning.
Got that nice new panel. Have plenty of space for upgrading later on. Getting everything all hooked back up. Awesome. All right, the fine folks over at C5 are all done. I got my new 200 amp panel, upgrading from the 100 amp panel, because eventually gonna have a EV charger in here, but lots of empty space in there ready to go. And all this leads down into the game room and the new sub panel, which I will show you in just a moment. And here is that nice new sub panel. This is our old 100 amp panel, been moved down into the game room, and it's full because it controlled the whole house, but now we're going to be able to go through and run all of the circuits throughout the whole game room and get this place ready to go. It's going to be awesome. And the soffit box around that drain pipe is done. That means framing is officially finished. Gonna move on to going from that sub panel, running all of the circuits in here that we're gonna need for everything, and then installing all of that insulation in prep for drywall. Whew, it is coming along. All right, so as you can see by the man glitter, all that nice sawdust, holes are being drilled. All of the receptacle boxes have now been placed. This is gonna end up being the media room in here. And got some stuff up there for projector. And if we go on a tour through the mess and the chaos, we'll see some more receptacles along there, some in the back. We got our Ethernet and HDMI stuff. And then for future VR stuff, we have a couple of receptacles that are going up in the ceiling so I can run VR lighthouses. And then it's hard to see, but we made a path around. But the walls here have receptacles. The wall back there has more. And this wall has some. And then the mechanical room, this is where everything is going to be for the 3D printers, the embroidery machine, console repair testing. So got a nice bank of outlets that's going along these two walls. And Thor is running around drilling everything and just coating himself in man glitter everywhere. Yeah. Yep, he loves the man glitter, folks. Let's see it, Thor. Drill that hole. If his battery isn't dead now. Oh yeah. Man glitter, baby. All right, bit of a progress update. We have all of the conduit run. That's all gonna go into a junction box for all the media stuff like Ethernet and HDMI. I got a bunch of stuff wired up. Still a bunch of stuff hanging that needs to be wired. We gotta run a couple more main lines for circuits. There's my son giving his 2 cents. And there's a wild Thor starting to nail everything together. Are you excited, Thor? You having a good time?
Oh yeah, hoping we get done soon.
Yeah. Coming along. We got all the light boxes up. Got the little flat saucer disc light things set up in here. My son is using a plastic toy hammer to hammer the stairs to make sure they're secure. And yeah, coming along. Let's see if our first circuit here is ready to go. We just got it all wired up. It's turned on. Let's flick that light switch and... Ooh, mechanical room light. Look at that. Hell yeah. It is all coming together. We just got to wire the rest into the panel now. Well, it took several days, but all electrical is done. And originally, I only had 8 lights down here. I had a couple in the media room, a couple in my office area, a couple in the studio, a couple in the main area. And once we got it all wired, it just didn't seem like it was going to be enough light, so I doubled it. Now the media area, as you can see, they're all hanging here because they actually hang from the sheetrock. There are 6 lights in the media area now. The main area's got 4, studio still has 2, and my office area has 4 now. So got all of those run. Still gotta go through and tack up some of these wires and stuff, but we got full smart dimmer switches on everything. As you can see, it is a mess in here. I gotta do a lot of cleaning and gotta go through and still have more stuff that I have to shove into the mechanical room. Already started doing that. This whole area was completely filled with stuff, so got all of it in there now. Still have a little more work to be done for a project with water main, and then I'll be able to get the rest of this in there. I've got like 3 or 4 more days until the drywallers show up. The drywall actually arrived today, so everything is moving right along, and yeah, this is gonna be awesome. I got about another week or so until this whole room is going to look basically finished. After that, I've got a couple of doors. I gotta put a door for the closet right here, the door to the mechanical room, and then I gotta do painting and I gotta do flooring, and the room will be complete. Then I can actually start setting up the actual game room. So this is gonna be awesome. The lighting in here is much better now, and there are outlets everywhere. Everything is on separate circuits, and it is going to be awesome. And even in the stairs, added some nice lighting into the closet area. This will all be finished out too. So yeah, making a ton of progress down here. So everything has been officially put away. Everything has been cleaned up. As you can see, nice and clean and empty in here now. This is gonna be the media room. So right there you can see the bank of outlets for consoles, TV, all that stuff. I've also got HDMI and Ethernet running there. And then for a projector, I've got HDMI and Ethernet and power and everything running up there. Then we're gonna walk this way. And this is where my office will be because I work from home. And I have HDMI running from the console area over to my computer. That way I can do streaming, game capture, all that stuff for videos. I also have one running all the way into the mechanical room for testing and game capture, things like that. This is just the main area. This is going to be the studio. It looks very makeshift at the moment, obviously. But now that everything is clean, all the wiring is done, framing is done, all that stuff. The drywallers are coming in, I believe it's 3 days to start drywall, but I gotta get all this insulation up this weekend and prep for them. So I gotta put it all on the ceiling and along all of the external walls. But coming along, we are a few weeks away from being totally done. Now we have all of the insulation in, all the way around, have some I can return, so that's always nice. Now, one thing you'll notice is up above, ceiling looks a little janky. And that is because it's all just hanging up there as best as it can, because in the developer's infinite wisdom, they made all of my floor joists 20 on center instead of 16 on center, like is the standard. And they don't make a 20-inch on center insulation. So it was either just do this, all janky-like, and the drywall will keep it in place and it'll look fine and everything, or have to get stuff that was way bigger and double the cost of my insulation, and I didn't want to do that. So it's gonna hang jank like this until the drywallers come, install the drywall, and it's fine. The walls are good. They're doing exactly what they should be doing. The reason they only go halfway up is because when the house was built, they did that white insulation right there. And everything else in the ceiling is really just for sound dampening from the floor above. So I don't really care about the heat aspect of it, because obviously it's, you know, not very heat good. But yeah, so insulation is done. All that's left now is drywall, paint, and floors. Whew, drywall's coming soon. All right, so we got the drywallers here. Got that first corner started, and we are going to plug right through and try to get the ceiling done today, or the majority of it at least. Final phases of everything finally coming together. So we had a little bit of a later start today, but all good. They almost finished up the full ceiling, and it is already way echoey in here again. All that nice sound deadening from the insulation hanging down is gone, but I got a huge chunk done using the studio lights there, since I haven't cut the holes for the new lights yet, but got a little bit more to finish in the ceiling there. And then this chunk right here for the media room, they're gonna knock that out tomorrow and then start knocking out the walls. Likely all of the drywall will be hung by the end of tomorrow, and then they're gonna start tape and mud, and next week is paint coming right along. So it is certainly looking a little different in here. Got a bunch more of the ceiling all up. As you can see, the lights are in place now, no longer just hanging down. Got a bunch of the walls in. It's weird, you can't see through the studs in there anymore, or in the sump pump closet, so that's nice. Got that whole soffit box all done up. All they have are the walls in what'll be my office, and then the remainder of the ceiling and what'll be the walls in the media room. So drywall is getting there. They are going to finish hanging everything tomorrow and start doing all the mud work. So today got a bunch more of the walls done. As you can see, the office is all nice and boxed in, and got the other side for the media room and ceiling all done. All that is left are the side walls right here, the window side and this side. And then a little bit of work inside the closet, but yeah, sheetrock coming along. The plan tomorrow is finish up that last little bit and start mudding. And then hopefully in a few days here, I will be starting primer to get ready for paint. Awesome. All right, and all of the drywall is officially up. Ceilings are done, walls are done, everything is done with all the drywall hanging, and they started doing the taping tonight, and they are going to come and finish up the taping and doing all the mud and everything tomorrow and maybe the next day. And everything here should be done within the next 2 days, and I will start painting next week. So awesome, almost there. All right, so day one mudding is complete, and then got a couple more days of mudding and sanding, and then everything will be ready for prime and paint next week. Coming right along. All right, well, all of the initial mud is done. They've got a little bit more to do, a couple more coats, but those will go a lot quicker than these ones will. But everything is mudded. Got about 2 more days, 1 more day or so, and all the mud will be done, and then I will start priming and painting everything. So that's where we're at now. Well, drywall is officially done. All the last of the touch-ups and sanding was done today. So I've been in here cleaning up. The floor still looks really dirty, but I've been getting the dust off of most of it. You can see where I still need to get more dust out, but overall, drywall is done and ready to go. All I gotta do is finish the cleanup, and then it is time to prime and paint. Whew, man, long process getting this all done. Well, now that the drywall is done, the cleanup is done, and it is time to start priming the walls and ceilings. So yeah, there's a lot of priming and painting to do, so let's go ahead and get started. Well, it definitely took quite a little while, but first room is all primered and ready to go. It's still drying in some spots, but yeah, first room primered. Now there's just, you know, the rest of it. Ugh. Ceilings definitely take a while to prime, but we're getting there. Well, I got another huge chunk of the ceiling done. Everything in what'll be my office area. Big chunk right here. Got the majority of that box right there. And then I went ahead and cut in around all the lights and outlets and all the corners and everything to make the walls a little bit easier so I can just dive right in. Got the whole sump pump closet all covered, but ran out of that gallon of paint and it is late at night, so I'm gonna be doing more of this tomorrow. So coming right along. Well, with the exception of the closet under the stairs down in there, everything is officially primed and ready for paint. Looks super wet still there. Alright, but painting and everything will be done later this afternoon and evening, and hopefully all of the wall coloring will be done today. Okay, so first coat of gray is on. Looks hella weird with the shadows and some of the wet spots and everything still. We'll definitely need a little bit of touch up, but it is looking mighty fine. And we are going to get working on the ceiling now. So that's a thing that'll definitely be fun and not horrible at all. So yeah, ceiling time. So as you can see, everything is nice and dry now. Gonna still need to do a second coat. There's a couple of light spots on the walls, but the ceiling is good to go. But yeah, one more coat on the walls and that'll be done. I got all of the flooring down here and I have started painting all of the baseboards, gonna get the doors painted, get those ready, the casings, all that stuff. And then here is the slat wall that everything for all the media shelves sits on. So got those down here because those are gonna be going onto the wall right there and the wall right across from it. So yeah, coming right along. So the second coat is going on the walls soon. Here in probably the next hour or so, we're gonna start that. But I got both coats of paint on all of the baseboards. First coat is on all the door casings. I got the slat wall for holding up all the game shelves all primered, and both sides of the doors are done. Whew. So lots of painting, but all I gotta do is add some color to the slat wall pieces and do one more coat on those and then finish the second coat on the walls, and painting is officially done. Flooring is starting in probably 2 days. So coming along more. Well, it's official. The painting down here is done. Got all the different things all good to go. Now just got to do all of that flooring right there and then attach all the baseboards, actually go in and install these 2 doors. They're just kind of chilling right there. But yeah, painting done finally, and a few more days and this will be move-in ready and good to go. Still a couple wet spots of paint right there, but yeah, so very close. So all of the little plate covers are in now, except for network, but that's because that room is filled with a ton of stuff I can't get to the other side of test cables. So those will be last, but actually got all of little plates on. Looks a lot more finished now. So awesome. Flooring is next. That big old pile right there. Well, it doesn't look like much yet, but starting to get the first section of the flooring in. Just doing 5 little rows right here. That way it will go past this closet and then we'll connect it up with 5 rows on this side, and then can kind of make sure everything is square and then just start filling in the floor from there. But got a little section of them in, a couple of boxes in. So day 1 of flooring. So got another very large chunk done. Just finished moving all of that out from where it was, so it's out of the way. But yeah, a lot more square footage done in here. This whole room right here is 33.5 feet, I believe is what it was. So a lot more square footage from the last little clip, but moving right along, probably gonna take it up and finish this whole area today. up to about that room and then finish up the last of it tomorrow. Day one of the flooring is officially done. As you can see, the office space is done, as is the giant room that'll also have the studio in it. All we got left is what is leading into the media room. But yeah, lots done today, many hours, many boxes. We had 31 of those boxes and there are 11 left. So yeah, 20 boxes in. That's a lot of flooring. Well, the flooring is officially done. Whew. That was a long couple of days, but check it out. Obviously there's some stuff that needs to be hung up, some trash to be taken out, but yeah, all the flooring is done. My parents are in town and Dad has given me a hand doing all the flooring and finish work, so thanks, Pops. But yeah, flooring is done. We got baseboards, gotta hang these couple of doors right here and add the trim, and then gotta put the slat wall on the wall, and then gotta make the thing for this. Whew. We will see if I get that done or if it just has a regular door for now, but you'll see in the video if it happens. Okay, so another day down, and as you can see, the baseboards are all done. The doors are in. Carpeting will come in about a week or so, but then we also got the slat wall all up and good to go. All this stuff now is some touch-ups, filling in all the nail spots and the caulking and all that, and then gotta make that door still. But yeah, almost there. All right, so still needs the finish work, but the cabinet is now in there, the bookshelf, to cover up the sump pump closet. So awesome, have more shelves for it and more front trim for all that. Then of course gotta get it all painted, fill in all the nails, but good to go. Hey, thanks, Pops. Look, you're on camera now. He don't care, he's looking at his phone. Well, it is officially official. Everything is done, it is all put together. The touch-ups are done. As you can see, got the at least couch and TV in place already, but carpeting on the stairs is done. All the trim work, the finish work, flooring, all of it is done. So now I can actually start setting up the game room, but the build is done. From nothing finished in here at all to full finished basement. Awesome. Now, before we get into the cost breakdown of everything, remember that I actually went through and did the majority of all this myself, except for a few key things where I either had to hire out or because I got help from friends and family, like my dad helping me out with the flooring, the finish work, and all of that. So keep that in mind. But with that said, a huge thank you to my buddy Thor for helping me run all of the electrical circuits and outlets and all of the media runs and everything down here. It was a huge cost savings and it was a huge time savings for him to be able to help me with that. Also, a massive thanks to my dad for helping me install all of this awesome flooring right here and doing all of the baseboards, the finish work. He helped me get that slat wall up there. He helped me build the bookcase for the sump pump closet door and get these doors up. He helped me a ton down here, put in a ton of time and was able to help me make it look awesome down here. And then also another huge thank you to everyone in the Square Pegs family. If you go and watch the Square Pegs channel, that's my buddy Jay, but his wife and son also helped out with a lot of the manual labor down here. I mean, he helped me bring that couch down here. So, I mean, there was a lot of manual labor that needed to be done in this project, and he helped me do a lot of it. Now, last but certainly not least, a huge thank you to my family, my wife, my kids, my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law herself, she helped me bring down all of the lumber that went into doing this project. So that was awesome. It would have taken forever and probably killed me even more than it already did. So massive thank you to her, and a huge thanks to my wife for helping out where she could, but then also helping out, keeping the kids occupied while I've been down here for almost 3 months getting this all built out. So massive thank you to all of you. And with the thank yous out of the way, I will say, if you are uncomfortable doing DIY work, hire it out. It is better to pay somebody and spend the money to have somebody build something for you than to risk doing something unsafe that you're unsure of and getting hurt. Now, for me personally, I grew up around construction. My dad's been in construction my entire life, so I picked up a lot of skills along the way, and I knew how to do a lot of the stuff in here. couple of things I didn't know how to do. I didn't know how to upgrade the main power to my house. I didn't know how to install a sub panel. I didn't know how to do drywall. So I hired all those things out. I definitely have more skills in those areas now, but I hired it out because I wanted to be safe. So with that, only do what you are comfortable doing or that you feel confident in being able to learn how to do safely. Now, getting into the costs of things, I wrote everything down, so I'm going to be reading off a sheet of paper. In this area, and it's the reason I chose to go the DIY route, it is about $75 a square foot to finish a basement. And with my basement being roughly 1,000 square feet, that's $75,000. I was not going to pay that. I can't afford that. So I went the DIY route. And let's see here. Yeah, with the exception of, of course I got help along the way, but with the exception of the drywall and the electrical for the main panel and sub panel, everything was done DIY. I mean, I had a little bit of hired help with the painting and stuff like that, just to cut the workload. But with all of that being said, here is the cost breakdown for everything to finish out this whole space, from not even studs, just from nothing being down here to a completely finished space. For lumber, it was $976.23. Electrical, this included having the house main power upgraded as well as a sub panel installed. That was $4,486.44. For lighting, it was only $187.72. For media, so that's HDMI runs, that's specialty jacks for them to go into the walls, that's Ethernet runs, all of that stuff. That was a total of $478. For insulation, that was $522.70. For drywall, that was $6,717.69. For painting, for all the supplies for that, we were at $1,155.44. For flooring, and keep in mind that this was done myself, well, with the help of my dad, thanks Pops. Flooring was $2,275.12. All of the finishing work, so baseboards, random little things that I needed, handle sets for the doors, things like that, that was $1,078.94. And then for miscellaneous things along the way. So that includes like the conduit that I needed. That includes like any random tools that I didn't have that I needed. And just pretty much anything that didn't fall into one of the other categories. For all of that, that was $3,718.95. So remember, if I were to hire this out, it would have been about 75 grand. But for what I did doing it alone, or not alone, but on my own DIY, we come to a grand total of $21,597.23 to finish out this space. And that means that was a total savings of $53,000, or $53,402.77 to build this space out. So versus me doing it or having somebody else come in and do everything, I did it for a third the cost. So there's definitely cost savings to be had there. And from what I could find online, a basement this size, fully finished out like this, there is no bathroom or anything, but that's fine. A full finish out like this would add probably about $40,000 to $50,000 of value to the home in my area. So so 21.5 grand and just over 2.5 months of time, and the project is now done. I can start moving into the space, and I'm very excited about that. And thank you for hanging out until the end of the video right here. This was an awesome process. Definitely not looking forward to doing it again anytime soon, but maybe someday I'll do another one. But for now, the ultimate game room build in finishing a basement is done, and now I actually get to start setting up the game room. I am so excited, and there will be another video coming out in the beginning of 2024, which will be a tour of the ultimate game room. And with that, I hope you all liked the video. Thanks for watching. As always, I'm Game Dad, and I'll catch you later.